So I've got a question here, just got back from the dentist, got some crowns on. Hey guys, got a fully raw smile now. Now, here's a video about questions to ask Woodstock Fruit Festival. To a certain point, I want to explicitly indicate we, myself and family, do not hate these people. The goal of this video and other videos, or threads on forums, whatever, is to help people raise their standards to a high level. That's what we're trying to do. Okay, so this is not hate or anything like that. We really value a lot of the work and effort people put into stuff like this, alright? So we want to make the movement a bit more, have a bit more integrity, because right now it's very questionable what's going on. So all we're doing as whistleblowers, whatever, we want to raise the bar, alright? So we don't hate anyone. It takes a lot of effort to actually say, hey, that's bullshit. You need to do this or that or that, or you need to fix that. There's a fucking leak in your boat. You need to fucking fix it, because you're denying it's there and the water's pissing out over everyone and looking at you. And you're denying it, so whatever. So this goal is to help people raise to a higher standard. So we've got an email comment, someone says about Christina imports most of her produce from Mexico and only uses a couple of local farmers so she can legally keep the tag local. She is rolling in cash while the customers are overcharged for mostly old produce shipped in from Mexico. And the organisation is run by volunteers, so she doesn't pay a dime out to anyone and pennies to her exploited Mexican farmers. It's a scam, really. I was there in Houston and saw firsthand what was going on, and also had a very bad experience with her. She is anything but the bubbly, nice online persona she portrays. She was snooty, arrogant, and acted like a spoilt, rich brat. She was not helpful at all to anyone. She was basically there to make an appearance and make sure the money keeps rolling in. If you're in Houston, there are much better choices for organic produce and the service is miles better. Those bad Yelp reviews say it all. So that's a disgruntled customer talking about Christina's fully raw organic co-op. So I think it's a good co-op in that it produces gets a lot of fruit out there. So I think it's fantastic. Does it have some areas to be worked on? Definitely, as indicative of this person's comments and reviews and criticisms and people on the Yelp reviews. So I think Christina's got some work to do. She's a hard-working girl. I'll give her that. Let's bring it up, Christina. Let's raise the next level. If most of your stuff's coming from Mexico, I personally don't have an issue with that because it's supporting the Mexico organic farmers. Yes, they're paid fuck all, but that's what we live in. So it's Christina does a brand new Porsche she purchased in 2012. I was there in New York City when she was on the phone organising that. She says she doesn't drive a Mercedes. It's because she drives a Porsche Cayenne. She might say, I don't have a Porsche Cayenne. It's a Porsche Cayenne Turbo or whatever. You know, it's like saying, I don't have bananas. They're not bananas. I don't have bananas in my room. Look, there's no bananas in my room. Yeah, plantains. You know what I mean? So people do half. I don't drive a Mercedes Benz. It's a Porsche. I don't drive a Porsche Cayenne. It's a Cayenne Turbo or an S. I don't have a white Porsche. It's a beige Porsche. You know, it's just so half truths. You know, like Doug Graham. We'll go to Doug next. But anyway, so that's my critique of Christina: is to be more personable. Hopefully, this year at the Woodstock Fruit Festival, Christina will be actually more genuine and more real instead of just brushing people off or just hanging out with her friends and just saying, oh, to go, see you later, whatever. Because I saw last year Christina rolling her eyes at people and just bitchy. Christina Thornton, the first thing she said to me last year, she put her hands on her hips and said, Harley, what do you do about copycats? There's a girl called Ravana and she's copying all my stuff. What do you do? And I said, be flattered that someone values your information that much that they want to emulate your model. Be flattered. This is about building community. But that wasn't enough for Christina. She got Mike and Doug and Victoria, everyone to just gang up on Ivana and just try and rip this girl to pieces at the Woodstock Fruit Festival. It's about fucking community and harmony. And they're basically saying, look, your vegetables ingredients was as similar as Christina, that's not good enough. You can't use the same vegetables on a YouTube video. Bullshit, come on, let's build fucking community. And Christina got her advertising company, which is an advertising company, to write Ravana legal letters saying, look, blah, 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 we'll take legal action against you. So Christina says, I didn't sue anyone. I didn't sue anyone. They make up stories. That's true. She didn't sue anyone. She put legal threats to someone, to Ravana, for making YouTube videos that had similar raw food ingredients. Alright? That's what was done. It's all in there. Ask Ravana. She won't lie. Ask Christina directly. Did you send legal threats? She's like, I didn't send anything. It was my advertising company and I didn't know anything about it. Come on! Let's build the fucking community instead of trying to fucking threaten people legally. You use a similar ingredient to me. Blah, blah, blah. That's why we let people upload our videos. We want to fucking build community. That's why we've got 30bananasaday.com, the largest vegan and raw foods community ever on the internet. We want to build community. These people don't have forums because they're not making enough money for them. They're like, fuck it, too much work, blah, blah, blah. We want to build community. That's Philly and myself intention. How much do we sell you? Bingo. Follow the money. So that's my critique with Christina. Don't hate Christina. My goal for her is to be more real, more genuine. Stop being so fake and making up stories and saying, do not affiliate, putting black magic on you, or just be real. Alright, just be a nice person. That's all we're asking for. Next person would be Doug. So Doug often critiques himself and Freely for not being professional enough. Okay, Doug, fair enough. We don't pretend to be professional though. You pretend to be professional. We don't. We swear. We're real deal. Your fasting retreat, a young lady by the name of Lee, fasted with you, and she almost died. She ended up in a hospital, had to have blood transfusions, and her sodium levels were like 109, near death. Her heart almost failed. And your recommendation for her, correct me if I'm wrong, to fast longer. So her mother had to fly all the way from Australia to Costa Rica, long fucking flight, very expensive, and had to give blood to her daughter, who was on a health retreat. And my question to Doug would be, did you offer this girl a refund? If she was given a refund, how long did it take? Was she given a refund? And for the Costa Rican walking tour, which is like $5,000 or $6,000 to basically eat bananas and walk around some farms in Costa Rica, was she given a refund for that? Because she missed out on that because she fasted with you and almost died. Why don't you address this? Why don't you offer blood tests for people before and after fasting? Why don't you do blood tests during the fast to monitor what's going on with someone's hemoglobin levels? Why do you grant a Royal Aussie athlete pass out in a marathon a month after fasting with you? Why is that? Are people getting anemic fast? I don't know. I would like Doug to address his questions instead of using Woodstock Fruit Festival as basically, hey, here's a talk about fasting. It's basically an infomercial. Come to Costa Rica, spend 12 grand to lay in bed and drink water. And that's what most of Doug's talks are at Woodstock Fruit Festival, so I've been told from people who have attended them. It's basically an infomercial. And they're disappointed. Doug would do a great talk or whatever, and at the end of it, it's just like, come, buy. And people were really disillusioned last year at Woodstock Fruit Festival. I remember the first night, the opening ceremony, Doug is plugging his events and products on stage. Mike Arnstein looked back at me and was like he's just like, what the fuck is Doug doing, man? This is the opening fucking ceremony. You don't use it to fucking sell product, man. So that's what we're trying to do. When I met Doug in 2006, 2007, he was less money oriented. Now he's become just like crazy all about the money. And another question, Doug, how much money were you paid for 2011, 2012, 2013 to attend the Woodstock Fruit Festival? How much money did Mike Arnstein pay you? And how much money did Mike pay you to coach his wife Victoria to eat bananas for dinner? How much was it? Was it $40,000 to do coaching? What was it? What was the fee? Don't say I'm lying. Give us an objective number. That would be my critique there. Who else could we talk about? Robert Lockhart. Again, Robert, nice guy in that, but some of the advice he's giving, telling people to dry fast. He's promoting dry fasting where you don't eat or drink. Robert, I'd like to see you run around the block at pace to show us the vitality that creates, because it doesn't create. If you can walk on your hands, that's fantastic, but any 13-year-old gymnast girl can do that. That's not a hard thing to learn. It's just more about balance point and vitality. So I value what you bring to the table, Robert, all the time, but to be honest with you, I do think you have an eating disorder if you're thinking it's wrong to have a sip of water after 4 p.m. I think that is a bit too full on, alright? I think you'd probably agree, if you can see where I'm coming from, that to starve yourself of food and water because it's 4 o'clock, I can't drink, I can't eat a banana or whatever because it's 4 o'clock. For me, that would be an eating disorder, where you're just limiting everything down. Fruit's good, but not too much fruit. Okay, now I can't eat because it's... That'd be my critique. ATM would be, if you're so into building community, how come you took your forum down when it wasn't making enough money? How come you didn't even stay on campus last year at Woodstock Fruit Festival? You rented some hotel down the road, and quote unquote you said that it was just too many questions from too many people, you couldn't handle it and you want to get out of there. I'm like, that's what the fucking festival's about, man, is giving your fucking time to people's questions. People travel all the fucking around the world to come and see their YouTube friends. And the least we can fucking do, Mike's paying us to be there or whatever, is give our fucking time because of Mike's paying us and because people have travelled so fucking far. So staying off-site in some hotel down the road so you can get away from it all, for me that's bullshit, man. That's bullshit. bullshit. Another thing would be, I think you have an eating disorder as well. The amount of like purity that you try and promote and live up to is bullshit. It's bullshit. And look, you've lost so much fitness in the last few years. Remember we rode in 2011, and your fitness level, a few other guys, we rode back to New York that day, we caught a bus. We basically caught a train because you couldn't keep up. I just don't think that what you're doing is healthy. You need to eat more, bro. You need to have more stamina, more, just fucking eat, man. Get enough calories in. Don't be scared of calories. A month after Woodstock Fruit Festival, we do a video, oh, fruit's too bad, don't do more fats. But then before the festival, we go, yeah, fruit's good, fruit's good. So you change your story all the time. I sincerely believe you do have an eating disorder. And I do recommend getting some help with that. Because you've lost most of your fitness. You used to be a lot stronger, a lot fitter, now you're just like crashing down. That's not a sign of health. If you're losing fitness, it's not a sign of health. So that'd be my critiques and comments. Don't hate any of these people we mentioned. We just want to raise the bar. We think Woodstock Fruit Festival was a great event. We had a time of our lives there. Just the people that turned up, we found it's fucking awesome. We just want to bring it up for people because we know a lot of people were disappointed previous years because they'd meet Christina or Doug or ATM or whoever and be like, they're not the people who they pretend to be. They pretend to be nice on camera, but in real life they're not. They're more fake, or they're arrogant, or they're just money driven. So we want to help people raise the bar. Leave your comments, thoughts and criticisms down below. I hope you had a good time at Woodstock Fruit Festival. We definitely had a good time. You and me are going to meet a lot of nice people, have this great venue, great weather, and a lot of cool things to do. So ask some questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. If you're afraid to ask a question to your guru, then perhaps they're not as approachable as they pretend to be. I also just want to add as well, I do genuinely feel sorry for Mike that he's had to invest so much time and money in managing so many of these egos in the raw food community that end up at Woodstock. Sincerely do feel sorry for Mike, and I do know that he's a very generous man, very hard-working man, has a lot of money that he's worked hard to get, but he's very generous with it. He's easy to get money out of. I'm very surprised someone who's such hard-working is so easy to hustle. I mean, I think Doug would have been perusing through Mike's online website for diamonds and sapphires and just seeing how much Mike sells some of his product for, and he'd be going, get on the phone, of course Mike guy, you get some money out of him. So Mike's very passionate, he's very, very generous, one of the most generous guys I've ever met, very hard working, but in my opinion just getting exploited by Doug and Christina and AT and all those people, just exploited just because he's generous and passionate. And a lot of people mistake Mike's kindness for weakness, and he's exploiting Mike Arnstein, in my opinion. That's what I see over the last few years. First year, 2 years, I was like a bit naive and that, but now over the years I've become more mature, I've seen what's behind the curtain more, and I do feel Mike is being exploited. But I think what he's created is fantastic, that big community Woodstock Fruit Festival event. I think it's fantastic. But unfortunately all the egos and the money and the corporate, and it gets messy. And that's, Mike actually motivated us, from him creating Woodstock, motivated us to create the Thai Fruit Festival, the Waterfall Thai Fruit Festival in Chiang Mai, which was a free, well, how can we have such a good thing that Mike's put on, but how can we take the stress away from the organisation? How can we repel the egos and the greedy people? Take away the money. Don't have any fucking money, man, at the event. Don't charge anyone anything, so no one's making any money. It doesn't attract the impure types, it doesn't attract the ATMs or the Dougs who just want to like sell shit. You know, overpriced bullshit, you know. So Mike's inspired us a lot. I wouldn't be here without Mike. He definitely spending time with him, running with him, just sort of staying at his house, the generosity he has, it's fantastic. It's inspired me a lot. So I do generally feel sorry for Mike that he's sort of caught in the crossfire of all this craziness. But hopefully Mike can learn from this as well, not to be so easily hustled, and just to have a bit intuition of who he actually puts his trust into. And I guess it would be, you got to read, I think real friends, when you ask someone a favour, that's when you find out who your friends are. And if they expect you to pay big money to give basic, if someone charges you fucking thousands of dollars or whatever to tell your wife how to eat bananas for dinner, I would say that's more of a business relationship than a personal friendship relationship. And I just think that's fucking crazy. You know, it's a bit like me riding on my bike along the road, and you know, Mike's daughter or someone has a flat tyre on their bicycle, and I'm like, I can fix your flat tyre for you. Give me $200 and we'll fix your flat tyre and get you on the way to school. It's just like... But Mike's the sort of guy who's got the generosity. Yeah, he's $200 to fix my fucking daughter's flat tyre on a bicycle. So I really feel bad for people like Mike who are hardworking and generous and passionate, and then they're just getting fucking ganked. I do feel sorry for those people. But life's all about learning and living. And I think we're all going to learn and live a lot from this experience. And